On paper, the 2026 World Cup is marketed as the ultimate celebration of football, the biggest tournament ever. 48 teams, 3 host nations, billions of dollars pouring in from every direction. Behind the promise of Messi, Ronaldo, and record-breaking stadiums, a perfect storm is quietly forming, from security risks and logistical chaos to ticket prices that threaten to push real fans out of the game. One uncomfortable question is starting to surface: has football's biggest stage finally become too big to actually work? To understand why this World Cup is such a massive risk, you have to start with its scale. This isn't just another edition of the tournament, it's a complete reinvention. For the first time in history, the World Cup expands from 32 teams to 48. More nations, more matches, and more unpredictability than ever before. On paper, that sounds like progress. In reality, it creates chaos. FIFA's first idea was 16 groups of 3 teams. Simple, efficient, and deeply flawed. Analysts quickly pointed out how easy it would be for 2 teams in the final match to play out a convenient result and eliminate the third. After heavy criticism, FIFA scrapped the plan and switched to 12 groups of 4. The consequence? A staggering 104 matches. That's 40 more games than any World Cup since 1998. Broadcasters celebrated. More games mean more ads, more revenue, and more screen time. Players and coaches, however, saw something very different. This tournament stretches across an entire continent. From Vancouver to Mexico City, from Miami to Seattle. Some teams could travel over 9,000 kilometers just during the group stage. That's not just inconvenient travel. Sports scientists warn it could directly affect fatigue, recovery, and injury rates, meaning competitive balance may depend less on talent and more on geography and luck. But the most damaging problem may not happen on the pitch at all. It might happen in your wallet. The 2026 World Cup is on track to become the most expensive tournament fans have ever faced. And this isn't just inflation. We're talking about prices that actively exclude people. Ticketing will rely heavily on dynamic pricing, meaning demand decides the cost. If you want to follow your team through the tournament, some projections push the total well beyond $7,000. And that's before flights or accommodation even enter the picture. Hotels are where things turn alarming. In host cities, prices are expected to explode. In Mexico City, average nightly rates could jump from around $157 to over $3,800 during the tournament, a 2,300% increase. Even in US cities like Houston and Kansas City, prices are projected to rise by more than 300%. So the obvious question becomes, who is this World Cup actually for? Football's atmosphere has always been built by working class supporters. The pubs in England, the streets of Buenos Aires, the fans who save for years just to follow their team. But when hospitality packages pass $10,000, those fans are replaced by corporate guests. Even more concerning, some host cities are considering charging entry fees for official fan zones, spaces that were traditionally free and open to everyone. You might still see full stadiums, but without the drum-beating diehards, the soul of the tournament risks disappearing. Then there's the issue nobody likes to talk about: borders. Hosting the World Cup in the United States brings heavy political and security implications. Even during the bidding process, there were reports of diplomatic pressure on countries that didn't support the North American bid. Now, as the tournament approaches, agencies like ICE are expected to play a role in event security. That alone has triggered widespread anxiety among fans. There have already been cases of US citizens being detained or questioned simply because of their accent. For supporters traveling from the Middle East, Africa, or Latin America, the fear of visa issues or profiling is very real. When FIFA President Infantino was asked about these concerns, he brushed them aside, saying fans just want to enjoy the game. For many supporters, enjoyment begins with being allowed to enter the country at all. The irony is hard to ignore. We invite the world to a celebration of unity while empowering agencies known for aggressive deportation tactics. If fans from countries like Iran or Senegal struggle to attend, the world in World Cup starts to feel uncomfortably hollow. And even if if you make it into the country and afford a ticket, another challenge awaits: the elements. North American summers are brutal. Extreme heat has already impacted players in recent tournaments, with some struggling just to recover by halftime. But heat is only part of the problem. Summer storms and lightning are common, especially in the United States. In recent test events, matches were delayed or suspended entirely due to lightning warnings. Many stadiums don't have retractable roofs. Now imagine this scenario: a World Cup match, or even the final paused for over an hour because of a storm. Momentum disappears, players cool down, the spectacle fractures. So why accept these risks? Money. The US media market is the most valuable on the planet. Broadcasters like Fox Sports and Telemundo have paid hundreds of millions for broadcasting rights. To maximize profit, kickoff times may prioritize primetime television over player welfare. That could mean matches kicking off at times that disrupt athletes' biological rhythms, or airing at 3 a.m. back in Europe or Africa. The schedule isn't being shaped by football logic, it's being shaped by financial calculus. And yet, despite all the concerns, there's another side to this story. Chaos can create magic. With 48 teams, the group stage becomes wildly unpredictable. Every group feels dangerous. Every mistake is amplified. If the draw falls a certain way, we could see France, led by Mbappe, facing Norway and Erling Haaland in the group stage, a striker showdown worthy of a final. England could meet Croatia again, reviving a rivalry soaked in the drama of 2018. Traditional giants won't get an easy path either. Germany navigating tricky opponents like Ecuador or Ivory Coast. Argentina and Portugal potentially colliding in the knockout rounds, setting up a Messi versus Ronaldo clash that feels almost too perfect to be real. And then there are the underdogs. Teams like Uzbekistan or Cape Verde arrive with pressing intensity and transition speed that can punish complacency. The expansion gives smaller nations a stage, but it also creates the most physically demanding path to a trophy ever. To win this World Cup, a team must survive heat, travel, an extra knockout round, and relentless pressure. This is a tournament designed for shocks, heartbreak, and history written in real time. The 2026 World Cup is a contradiction. It offers unprecedented global exposure for the game while risking the exclusion of its most passionate supporters. It promises elite football while placing unprecedented strain on players' bodies. FIFA expects to earn over $2.4 billion from sponsorships alone, pushing commercialization to levels never seen before. As the countdown continues, excitement is inevitable, but when the opening whistle blows, we may find ourselves asking a difficult question. Are we witnessing the ultimate evolution of the beautiful game, or the moment it finally sold its soul? So what do you think? Is the 48-team expansion a bold step forward or a disaster waiting to unfold? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.